Hi, everybody. It's Stu Shostak of StuShow.com. That's STUSSHOW.com. And in celebration of Rosemarie's 25th birthday on August 15th, 2012, she has consented to answer questions from all of you that you have posted either on her website, MissRosemarie.com, or on her Facebook page. And so, without any further ado, first of all, we'll say hello to Janine Kaysen.
Hello, everyone.
And here's the lady of honor, the 25-year-old Miss Rosemarie.
Hello, everybody. Hi. I'm still around.
All right, now, this is Kathy Brown who has submitted these questions, correct, Janine?
Yeah, well, the fans submitted the questions.
To us, I mean.
But she has organized this whole thing.
All right, well, she has taken the time to organize all of these questions by subject, which is very nice. The first question we have for you is a baby Rosemarie question, and it's from Elliot Zweiback. I hope I pronounced that name right. Elliot Zweiback writes, I was once at a screening where they showed a bunch of the singing shorts Rose made when she was baby Rosemarie. Rose was sitting in back of me. How did you know that, Elliot? How did it feel seeing yourself performing as a child, and what are your memories of those days? Are they good or bad?
Oh, I remember doing it, and I was thrilled to do it. You can tell by the way I did the show. And I loved it. You know, let's get one thing straight. I love this business, and I've been in it since I've been 3 years old. And I love it more and more every day. So the idea of doing a short like that was wonderful, and I loved every minute of it.
And how do you like watching yourself?
I am amazed. I didn't know I was that good.
It's true. It's phenomenal. Phenomenal.
And then when Dick Cavett called me, evidently he had seen it on television. They put it on Turner. He said, if I had my own show, you'd be the first one on.
Wow.
He says, I've never seen anything like that. And he had to call the union to get my phone number because he wanted to talk to me.
At least the
That's
union had
cute.
it. All right, we're going to move over to the subject of Las Vegas now, and I love this name, Gilmore Rizzo. Sound like somebody who might have worked there when you worked there. Gilmore Rizzo asks, while being one of the first performers headlining for the opening of a casino in Las Vegas, did you feel like you were ever in life-threatening situations because of the mob connections?
The mob got me in there. I was very, very thrilled. I was the baby as far as the mob was concerned. When I was in Chicago working with Milton Berle, Al Capone came backstage and told my father he wanted to take me to dinner. And my father said, she does 4 shows a day. He says, she'll be back in time. And so the next day, the limo came and there was Al, and we went to Cicero, Illinois, not New York, Illinois, his home in Chicago. And there were all the boys at these tables. It was one long table of about 24 guys, and they were all there, the whole mob, and they wanted to meet the baby, which was me. And to the day I saw them, today, I'm still the baby. They call me the baby all the time.
Wow.
They took care of me very well. They watched over me, and Al Capone wound up by saying, you call me Uncle Al, and if you need anything or want anything, you know who to call.
Wow.
And he gave you a diamond ring.
Yes, he did. He gave me a dinner ring. At that time, dinner rings were very popular. This was a sort of a long ring with 3 diamonds in it. I still have it.
Wow.
But they took care of me because they were running all the clubs in the country, and I was doing nightclubs at that time. And so I went from one club to another, and they looked after me all the time.
Wow, so anything but life-threatening, it sounds like. Gilmore also wants to know if you have a proud accomplishment or moment during that period in Vegas. What was the best moment for you that you're really proud of?
In Vegas, I think working with Jimmy Durante, because I'm not an impressionist, but in my act, when I was working nightclubs and stuff, I would do a little bit of imitation of Jimmy, because Jimmy taught me how to do him. I would go over the house and he would play the piano and say, you do this, you do that, you raise your voice here, you put your hands out here, and you do this. And so I wound up doing an impression of Durante in my act, and it got so big that I had to wind up doing a whole number. So I had my writers write, I'm in love with Jimmy Durante. I wish I could sing like Durante. I had 4 or 5 Durante songs, and every time I played the Capitol Theater in New York, I had to have a new Durante number.
Great. B. Harlan Bowl. Does that sound familiar? B. Harlan writes, I have on more than one occasion in radio, TV, and in print heard you referred to as the First Lady of Las Vegas, as the first female headliner at the Flamingo. Did you have any clues as to the behind-the-scenes drama? And what was your reaction to the news of Benjamin Siegel's murder shortly afterward?
Well, I couldn't understand the whole thing because there was nothing but desert. And this gorgeous hotel with the neon and the lights and the thing, I mean, it stuck out like a sore thumb. And long as I was working with Durante and Xavier Cugat, I was thrilled to death because I knew that Jimmy and I would do a finale, which we did, which today would be sensational.
Oh, yeah.
Because I would imitate him coming out and he'd say, wait a minute, there's an imposter. And then he'd say, and then we sang together and walked off in the finale. So the show was tremendous. And it was just another show for me, except opening night, all the stars in Hollywood were there, and that was pretty thrilling.
Wow.
And the second night, all the stars were there. But the third night, everybody went back to Hollywood, and we worked to 9 people because the locals were afraid of this place. It was so overpowering. It was, well, there were nothing but desert. So a hotel like there are many today in Vegas was a shock to them. Mr. Siegel was very nice to me. I liked him very much. We kidded. We had a few laughs between us. It's true. We had a lot of laughs between us. And when I left, he was very kind to me. And he said, you do a good act, and we like you, and you're going to play here a lot more. He says, you're the first lady to play Vegas like this. And I said, thank you. That's an honor. And then when I died, I felt very bad. I felt I lost a friend.
Oh. So it hit you pretty hard, obviously.
Yeah, because I couldn't imagine it. A couple of days before, I was talking to him, and
gone.
And then the next day, I saw horrible pictures of him in the paper.
Yeah, but it didn't surprise you because you'd grown up, with the mob around you.
No, I knew a lot of them, and I was very friendly with a lot of them. But I was never afraid of them, any of them, because they looked at me as a kid that they wanted to take care of.
Yeah. Well, even as an adult, I don't think Rosemarie's afraid of too many things.
No.
Steve Smith, I would love to see some early Vegas performances. Do any exist?
I don't think so. I have some Vegas movies, but they're all
silent home movies.
Just home movies.
Yeah.
I don't have any of my performance. But I worked there many times. I worked there with Bill Bendix.
Wow.
And I worked there. I must have worked Vegas at the Flamingo at least 5 or 6 times a year. And then, but very funny story. I worked Florida at the Clover Club during one of the seasons, and I didn't know that Jack Goldman was one of the boys. So we made a big hit at the Clover Club. It was called the Clover Club. Jan Murray and the 3 Vagabonds and myself. We stayed 11 weeks and broke all records. So now I'm in Vegas, and I get a call from Jack Goldman saying, I'd like you to open at the Desert Inn. And I said, well, I don't know. I have to call the Flamingo because that's my home base. So I called the Flamingo, and I spoke to the boss there, and I said, I've just been offered the Desert Inn. Who called you? I said, Jack Goldman. And I didn't know he was a member of the mob. And he said, what's he going to pay you? I said, oh, the salary is wonderful. For how long? I said, 4 weeks. With who? I said, Jeff Chandler. Oh, he's got Jeff Chandler? Yeah. Oh, okay, you can play it. Are you sure? I said, I don't want to get anybody angry at the Flamingo. Don't worry. You can play it. I'm glad you called. And he hung up. So that's how I maneuvered.
Wow.
Good.